Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Mellow Mama and today I'll be talking all about my 23-week pregnancy update. If you're new here, what's up? I'm Kate. I talk all things conscious living and conscious, respectful parenting with the help of lots of great books, resources, and of course my own experience as mom, which speaking of Donovan, he's here and playing right now, so you'll probably hear him as the video goes on. And originally I was going to be super laid back about my pregnancy updates and not do them, but then I looked at the last one and I was like, gosh, I'll probably love looking back at the week by week differences or lack of differences, or even just like little memories of things that are going on in that time of our life years from now. So I'm gonna start documenting every week of my pregnancy moving forward and just have a new pregnancy update for you every single week. So subscribe to my channel, hit the bell for notifications every time I post a new video, especially if you're also expecting, which if you are, put that in the comments below. Let me know where you're watching from, how far along you are, how many kids you've got, how many babies you're expecting, if you're having more than one. Of course, any feedback or any perspective that you have with your experience. So let's get into it. How far along are you? I'm 23 weeks and 2 days pregnant today. My due date's June 23rd and I'm super excited to be having a summer baby, as you can see by my very dramatic sleeves. I'm finally feeling like the weather is decent enough some of the time to wear like spring clothes, dresses, skirts, things that are a little bit more comfortable with the belly. But yeah, 23 weeks and 2 days. This is my second pregnancy. Obviously, my son is present in the room. We are having a girl this time around. Names, yes, I think that we're pretty much set on her name. We really refer to her as this name all the time. We, like the whole family, in fact, even some of our friends refer to the baby by her name already. And maybe I'll do some sort of like name reveal. I don't know. My channel's not really like that kind of a channel, you know, where I'm like, it's all just like cutesy lifestyle things. It's really more of an educational platform. So it's kind of new to me to even like conceptualize this other kind of video content, but I'm having fun doing it, so I'm like, why not? I'll do a name reveal. Although I will say you might have already caught it if you watch my vlogs or if you've followed me for a long time. I've mentioned that I love this name for a girl for like years. Fun facts about the baby this week in the pregnancy, and this is according to my little pregnancy app. It says baby is about 11.81 inches long, 1.32 pounds. Your baby's hair is beginning to change to the color that it will have at birth, which is super cute to think about. Donovan had a pretty good amount of hair and he was super duper blonde for about like the first 2 years of his life, which is like so funny because now his hair is super dark and super thick. So it'll be interesting to see what this baby girl looks like and if she takes more after Tommy or more after me. In my head, I visualize her having like a really cool blend of both of our features, but then there's this part of me that's like, I feel like a lot of girls end up looking exactly like their dads. Like every time, like my little sister looks exactly like our dad. I mean, spitting image. And I feel like that's the way it is for a lot of like daughters and daddies. So put in the comment if you look just like your dad, let me know. I have a feeling my daughter might look exactly like Tommy. Lung development. The lungs are producing a substance that prevents the lungs from sticking together. This one's kind of like cute and sad. Loud noises might startle your baby, causing a sudden jolt in your uterus. Okay, and the whole fruit thing I find kind of ridiculous and just bizarre because no baby is shaped like a mango. But according to Google, at this time in the pregnancy, baby is about the size of a large mango, which is a pretty decent size. But I've heard other things too that are like way bigger than that, like a bag of sugar or something. Baby's getting big, and I can definitely tell, and you'll definitely be able to tell as well, if you can't from the size of my face. How are you feeling? I feel really, really good. I definitely think that over the past couple of weeks, I felt a little more sleepy than before. Like I said in my last pregnancy update, I felt like I had a really great amount of energy. I didn't feel super fatigued. I didn't deal with nausea or anything like that. And I feel so uncomfortable expressing that. It makes me feel like somebody's going to feel offended or take that personally, and that sucks. So I want to talk about this really fast. If women express having a positive pregnancy experience, having a positive labor and delivery experience, birth experience, postpartum experience, please refrain from shaming them, whether that be like obviously directly. I know that's much less common, but I've seen things lately that are like kind of mocking or making fun of women that are talking positively about their experience, like, oh yeah, great for you, you're never sick, or oh okay, yeah, didn't experience postpartum depression. If people on the other side of the spectrum were to speak in the same way and tone, it would be so badly received and this person would be like exiled from the island. I just think in general, culturally, for women, again, saying that they want to support women, it's more important than ever to be uplifting and empowering and curious, as opposed to taking the egoic route to feel like you need to shame other people in order to validate the experience that you're having. Ask them what they're doing. Get curious about the way that they're nourishing or moving their bodies, whether that be before conception, leading up to it, especially if you're somebody that's not expecting but is planning to conceive and grow your family. If you had a traumatic experience with labor and delivery last time or several times and you're pregnant again, instead of feeling resentful toward people that are having a positive experience, I urge you to develop more compassion, openness, wonderment, curiosity about the other experience that maybe you subconsciously desire. No one wants to be sick. No one wants to have a traumatic experience. Everybody wants to feel wonderful all the time, super healthy, energized, excited. Labor and delivery is no different. People want to have this like incredible, euphoric, awesome experience. So if you want that, which most likely you do, start asking questions, get curious, educate yourself on what someone that is having that experience is doing, as opposed to making content about them or like laughing about them or just saying mean, not nice things about them. Not that this was done to me or about me, but I do have this feeling in my gut every time I talk about my labor and delivery experience with my son, or I talk about how great I felt postpartum, or I talk about how great I feel during pregnancy. I feel a deep sense of shame, or like I need to sugarcoat this to like make sure that I don't make anyone uncomfortable, and I shouldn't feel that way. In fact, I have my entire channel so that I can share objective, helpful information that's going to uplift and empower and inspire other people. So sorry for the little rant, I guess, but I've just seen so much of that lately, and I feel it so personally that I really wanted to address it and also kind of like stand up for my other fellow mamas out there that have had a really positive experience. Now that that's been said, I have felt really, really good. Okay, buddy. That's alright. Weight gain, I've gained about 17 pounds. Yes, I have gained 17 pounds. I don't know if that's a big deal or not. Stretch marks, no stretch marks. I coat myself in vitamin E oil morning and night. This was a really great thing in my first pregnancy. It's something that I continue to do now. I highly recommend, if you're somebody that's using like body butters or lotions, to switch to some sort of oil and try to refrain from using seed oils. Body confidence, I decided to include this in this video because the last pregnancy update I was talking a little bit about how it was tricky for me to embrace the changes going on in my body, just like it was the first pregnancy, but a little more so this time around for some reason. How important it is not to identify with your physical state, and that you are beautiful and appreciated and valued for so much more than your appearance. But in all actuality, the reason I was talking about that is because it is hard for me, and I noticed, and this goes with a really great statistic about your subconscious and conscious thought patterns. Apparently like 75% of the thoughts you have in a day are negative and redundant. Apparently I was having a difficult time with this, and I noticed so much negative self-talk when I was looking in the mirror, getting ready, coating myself in oils. Especially getting in gym gear and like being in the gym setting, I felt kind of like embarrassed and insecure, like please no one look at me. I know, like I was fit and now I'm like this. I was reflecting on that statistic when it comes to other aspects of my life, because I'm really good about only saying positive things to myself about the things that I want to do and be and create. And then I realized, I was like, Kate, what the heck? Why are you not applying these same principles to the way that you think and speak to yourself about your body, especially right now? And so I sort of challenged myself to, anytime I thought something negative or not very nice about myself, or I said something about myself to somebody like, oh my gosh, I'm just like I'm huge, or I feel gross, or I feel so like terrible, like my legs. Immediately, I was like, oh my gosh, I am actually not allowed to say something like that right now about myself. I need to not. I can either refrain from saying anything, but my favorite thing to do in this last week at 23 weeks has been to actually replace it immediately with something so nice about myself, something that I truly love about myself, that I'm excited about my body, something that makes me feel empowered even if I don't even believe it in the moment. Like, I will look in the mirror now and I will just try to like choose any part of my body and be like, oh my gosh, like you look so sexy, Kate, you look so beautiful, like oh my gosh, you are so like divine and feminine and just gorgeous, you are glowing, right? And even saying this stuff right now makes me feel so like loved and cared for in such a weird way. I feel like that quote that says talk to yourself like you would talk to your best friend is so relevant during pregnancy. Again, if you relate to that, comment down below, let me know if that helps. If you're looking in the mirror and you start to say something negative, replace it immediately with I am sexy, I am confident, I am radiant, I am so beautiful, right away. Like I said, even if you don't believe it, you start to get involved in the feeling of it if you do say that stuff. Hello, buddy. When it comes to body confidence, I feel like in a matter of a week, the confidence that I feel about my body, about what's going on, and also like the miracle that is taking place within me and around me, I just like has skyrocketed. I feel so much different. And so I urge you, I'm actually going to challenge you before next week's update to replace any negative thoughts or words with positive ones immediately, especially when it comes to your body. Even if you're not pregnant and you're watching this, apply the same thing. Tell me how you feel next week. What are you looking forward to? What are we looking forward to this week, Donovan?
I'm looking forward to seeing Micah.
Oh yeah, we're gonna go see friends. Ooh, I should talk about that. Yeah, that's alright.
Okay, but Mom, look, the back of it looks like this.
Yep.
It's okay if we take this part off, right?
Yeah, in a minute. I'm gonna show it to my video, okay? So I designed this book, and hi baby. Hey. Yep. So I designed this book with my friend Bree. She's amazing at coming up with great kids activities. Do you guys like Donovan's holiday sweater? So the question was, what are you looking forward to this week in the pregnancy? Donovan mentioned spending time with our friends, and we're spending time with the friends that I cultivated this book with. And I've talked about this on my like Instagram account, I think, at this point. But basically, this is a book of all of like our favorite activities to do with our kids. Bree's amazing at coming up with good activities that are more on the educational side. Mine's like more open-ended learning and sensory sort of activities. But this book is so beautiful. It turned out so great. I'll show you guys. It's called Something to Do, and we're gonna have different options for this book as time goes by. This will be our first volume. This is like the basics, but it's so amazing. Basically, every page is a different activity that is like probably able to be done with stuff that you already have in your house. We feel like sometimes it can be so discouraging as a mom, especially if you're staying at home, to feel like knowing like what you're going to do for the day in terms of activities, how you're going to spend time, connect with your kids, entertain them perhaps, and then you like might go on the internet and be like, I don't know, activities for toddlers, and it just gets so overwhelming sometimes. Some of the things require a million ingredients or a million different like random craft supplies that no normal person just has on hand, and we were like, we should just include all of our favorite ones that we use time and time again that our kids genuinely love doing. That's the other thing. You might set up an activity for your children or your child, and then like it took all this time to set up. It's this big elaborate thing, looks so cute, and then they play with it for like 5 minutes and then they're no longer interested in it. These are all things that are like kid tested, mom approved, activities that we just genuinely love. So that is what I'm actually looking forward to, Donovan. Good call. I'm looking forward to sharing more about this, getting it into the hands of different parents, working with manufacturer to actually like create it in bulk. That's the trickiest part. If you have advice or a resource regarding that, or if that's what you do, let me know in the comments or send me an email. But yeah, my Something to Do book is something I'm extremely excited about and proud of. Baby movement, I feel baby so much now. It's not just like little flutters or small kicks, it's like full on a hard punch, a hard kick now, where I'm like, oh wow, that was a big one, which is so cute and exciting. It's one of my favorite parts of being pregnant. Tommy still has not felt the baby move though. This time around I have an anterior placenta, which just means that it's in the front, like kind of basically a cushion between me touching the belly, the placenta, and then the baby. So it's been a little bit frustrating for Tommy. I definitely think that that's made it a little more challenging for him to actually feel her movement, whereas I'll like be like, okay, put your hands on my belly, and he's like, they're ready, and I'm like, did you feel that? He's like, no. I'm like, did you feel that? That was crazy, that was huge. He's like, no. So I really feel like that has made it a little bit more difficult to see or feel movement, but definitely at this point in the pregnancy, I feel like moving forward, it's gonna happen soon. In terms of cravings, I'm still craving the same, just like lots of sweet things, dessert type foods, pastries, carbs, and doing a good job at like not indulging in that kind of stuff all the time. But I have been baking more than usual, and in general, that's what I've been craving. I, again, have been really mindful about it, so I'm not like eating all of the stuff and like bad processed sugar or whatever, but we have been baking more than usual, and Donovan does love this little like local mom and pop chocolate shop that's a town over, a couple towns over, and so like a couple times out of the month we have gone there and gotten like a couple of things, but again, like, yeah, that's still what I'm craving. Nothing like crazy out of the blue or out of the norm. Moody or content. I mentioned in my old wives tale video that I am like more sensitive than usual. I think I mentioned that in my last pregnancy update too. Moody or content. This week I felt really super duper relaxed. I think, yeah, I feel really good. Exercise has stayed the same for the most part. I mentioned before that I walk for like 20 to 30 minutes on the treadmill or on the Stairmaster, and then I do some strength training. Like on Mondays I'll train shoulders and triceps. Tuesdays I usually train like lower body. Wednesday I'll do some sort of like back workout. Thursday I do more like mobility, pelvic floor, stretching, stuff like that. And then Fridays I go back to doing legs again. I also really love dance class. And the last couple updates I'll give before I show my belly are just that I've started my hypnobirthing tracks at this point in my pregnancy now, which is actually a lot sooner than I did with my son Donovan. I follow along with Catherine Clark's, which I'm really, Catherine, if you're out there, I'm so sad because the ones that I used for my pregnancy with Donovan, I purchased all of them from iTunes, and it was like her sweet Australian voice. And now it's like an American accent, and it just, I don't know why, I was like looking forward to it being exactly the same because I had such a positive birth experience utilizing the hypnobirthing tracks and all the preparation that I did, and actually having a hypnobirth with Donovan even in a hospital setting. So I'm not sure why I can't find the Australian version of Catherine Clark's tracks, but I feel like she's maybe feeling like, oh, because it's like a voice and these are sort of affirmative things that people are listening to, it maybe needs to be like, I don't know, broader for like any American listeners, I guess. It's like, I don't know. American people don't all sound the same if you go from place to place in the country, so come on. I love the Australian accent. But the exciting thing is that I have started really making sure I'm adamant about listening to those in the early part of my day before I fall asleep. And that's what I did with my son Donovan, and like I said, I had such an amazing experience. I've also become really clear about the visualization I have for my labor and delivery experience with my daughter. I'm so hoping, you guys, I'm just so excited to give birth again. Like, you have no idea. If you're new, you're probably like, what in the world? But I am just so excited to give birth. It is like the most amazing thing. I'm so excited that I get to do it at home. I feel just so overjoyed, and excited is like the best word that I have. I'm just so freaking excited. But I imagine that Donovan's gonna be able to be present. I'm hoping that he's not like asleep or something. I want him to be able to be a part of the whole experience. And I'm even thinking, maybe I shouldn't share this now, but I'm thinking, I don't know if you guys follow, there's this really cute mama on Instagram who live streamed her home birth, and I wish I knew her name, but I saw that and I was like, that is so empowering and so incredible, and I should do that. Like, I totally think I had this epiphany yesterday that I might actually just have Instagram Live going while I'm having my baby. And I think hers went on for like hours and hours and hours and hours, and I've only seen like the end where she actually like delivers the baby and stuff. But I just think it would be such an incredible, special thing to share with other women that need what I want to talk about next, which is just positive, affirmative visualizations of what birth can be like and can look like. I think that if you're following along in this journey and you're new, maybe you don't even know who, you're like, what the heck, this woman is crazy. But if you're at the same point in your pregnancy or a little bit earlier on, even later on, it's so important right now to develop a positive mindset around the body, what it is capable of, visualizing a specific experience that you want to have in terms of labor and delivery, but not just doing that and being like, fingers crossed, let's hope for the best, especially if you're going through the hospital system. Watch The Business of Being Born. Learn about Pitocin, what's actually in it. Learn about epidurals. What are they? What are they doing to the body? Like, talk to a chiropractic physician about the effects of cesarean, the effects of intervention in birth, short and long term, on your well-being and your baby's well-being. But even still, don't look at that stuff as like a scary thing. Just feel excited and empowered to educate yourself on those things. And then, more importantly, learn about birth physiology. Understand what you're about to do in terms of the anatomy part, okay? Like, what is your body actually designed and wired to do when it comes to delivering a baby? That's like a really big update this week because it's something I'm so passionate about. I'm so excited, and I can feel my body like just starting to like rev up, not just in terms of excitement, in terms of my mindset. Oh, also the book Mind Change, really good. But also physically, I can just like sort of feel this like magical power coming into my body. Like, yes, we're designed to do this. This is going to be amazing and beautiful. And then when I start thinking that, I'm like, oh my gosh, in like 17 weeks or so, I'm going to have another baby. Or if the baby comes earlier, like, what? That's crazy, 15 or 16 weeks. Like, I cannot imagine. It's gonna be so wonderful and so amazing. That's an update. And the other update too is that I've started doing a lot more inversions than I did in my last pregnancy to prepare for labor and delivery. I just follow some of the basic things from spinningbabies.com. These inversions are amazing at setting yourself up and setting your baby up for success when it comes to labor and delivery as well. So I've been doing a ton of those, and I think I'll make a video about some stuff like that to help you guys like actually see physically. I think it's hard to find sometimes videos that are just like, here's what to do. So I'm gonna make some of those. That's it. I'm just so excited, you guys. I'm really, really happy that I decided to make weekly updates too, because I feel like it's so much fun to follow along with your journeys, and also to be sharing all the things that I've learned over time and that I'm continuing to learn, and all the things that I'm experiencing, in hopes that it'll help and uplift and inspire you too. So now, here's my bum. Wait, I have to go put on pants. I'm wearing like this dress, again with these like extra sleeves. I'll put on pants and then I'll show you. I can show you guys really quick what it looks like with just a little dress on. Here's belly from the front, from the side, belly, from the other side. Oof. Yeah. Okay, and then I'll go put on pants. I always wonder if my neighbors like see me doing this. They're like, what in the world? What the heck? But I think the Linnea negra is actually starting to show up. Not sure if you can see it. Yes, my belly button is not really popped, but it's starting to get kind of funny.
Yeah, I see.
My belly button looks different.
Yeah.
You see a little line right there, Donovan?
Yeah.
You do see it?
Yeah, like right here.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I do see it now. It is. Okay, so that's my 23-week pregnancy update. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, hit subscribe, like this one, comment down below. Seriously, I want to hear your perspective on all of this. Follow me at The Mellow Mama on Instagram. Check out my course on parenting and reparenting consciously. Seriously, it is such a game changer, especially if you are trying to conceive, hoping to grow your family, or are pregnant right now, I promise you this will set you up for so much success in terms of feeling fulfillment, feeling excited, feeling joyful as a parent, especially in the newborn phase, feeling connected to your baby from infancy and building a truly beautiful relationship with them, as well as with yourself, with your spouse along the way. If you want to check that out, go to www.themellowmama.org to enroll. Look out for my little something to do book launch that should be happening in the next month or so. And go check out my old videos, especially if you are an expectant parent or if you're currently raising children. I have just like so many great resources. Like, this channel is basically like one big book report. So anything that you want to know about parenting in a more conscious, respectful way, I 100% think I have a video on the subject. And if I don't, put it down below in the comment section as a request and I will make it. But that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!